Aphorism number 82. Although by the discovery of that great source of chronic diseases, as also by the discovery of the specific homeopathic remedies for the sora, medicine has advanced some steps nearer to a knowledge of the nature of the majority of diseases it has to cure. Yet, for settling the indication in each case of chronic sora disease, he is called on to cure. The duty of a careful apprehension of its ascertainable symptoms and characteristics is as indispensable for the homeopathic physician as it was before that discovery, as no real cure of this or of other disease can take place without a strict particular treatment, that is individualization of each case of disease. Only that in this investigation some difference is to be made when the affection is an acute and rapidly developed disease and when it is a chronic one, seeing that in acute disease the chief symptoms strike us and become evident to the senses more quickly, and hence much less time is requisite for tracing the picture of the disease, and much fewer questions are required to be asked, as almost everything is self evident, than in a chronic disease which has been gradually progressing for several years, in which the symptoms are much more difficult to be ascertained. Explanation of aphorism number 82. In this aphorism, Dr. Henneman has given idea about antisoric treatment. Although after the discovery of the great source of chronic disease, sora, after the discovery of the specific homeopathic remedies for sora, medicines has advanced, and knowing the nature of majority of diseases it has to cure, for deciding the indication of remedy in each case of chronic disease, sora, which is to be cured, ascertainable symptoms and characteristic symptoms are as necessary as before the discovery for the homeopathic physician, as no real cure of any disease can take place without strict particular treatment, that is based on individualization of each case of disease. Only thing, this investigation should be done differently when affection is an acute and rapidly developed disease, and when it is chronic disease. In acute diseases, chief symptoms strike us and become evident to our senses more quickly, means they are so prominent that we can observe it very clearly and quickly. So it will take less time for tracing the picture of the disease, and much fewer questions are required to be asked, because everything is self evident, clearly presented in front of us. While in chronic diseases, which is gradually progressing for several years, in which it is very difficult to ascertain the symptoms of such chronic diseases. Footnote number 80. Hence, the following directions for investigating the symptoms are only partially applicable for acute diseases.